Hi my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today we'll be talking about the upcoming full moon, which is coming up on September 10th. I will give you an intuitive energy update for this full moon and 5 things you must know. So something big is coming up with this full moon and I want to give you some practical steps how to use this upcoming energy, which you can already feel it more on that empathic level, but it is getting really strong and really transformative. Firstly, I want to let you know that this is the closest full moon to the autumn equinox and it is preparing us to harvest the results of our past transformations we did or we went through. And it's a time of big changes, big transformations, big breakthroughs in our life. So prepare yourself to experience major new opportunities, major new transformations or breakthroughs, and major new miracles. So the energy is strong, and the first thing I want to mention here is that it is coming in the zodiac sign of Pisces. So when it comes to Pisces, the energy of Pisces is helping us to awaken the intuition to the next level. So we may feel more intuitive these days. We may feel much more connected with our intuition. And I call intuition a divine compass or an inner compass, which is rather than following certain voices or information which may come from external sources, we're rather in tune within ourselves. We quiet down our mind so we can hear our hearts. And this inner voice is becoming much louder. That's why so many people started to listen to their feelings, listen to what actually feels right at this moment. And it's important phase of our lives when we actually start trusting that inner sensation, that we start trusting that what we call intuition. And right now intuition is getting really strong. Also when it comes to Pisces, you know, Pisces are really imaginative. Like we can use imagination to design our reality, to actually awaken the sense of an alchemist, the inner alchemist, and start using it for designing your life. And actually you can also use it to design a better life for all. Like for example, visualizing how people are joyful, how people are happy, how people are grounded, how people are connected with nature, how people are ascending onto that greater level of understanding that everything, we are all here on that path of learning the lessons, but at the same time expressing our authentic energies. So in other words, it's same as we would say we are all here like divine children of the great source, the great cosmos, the great universe, the great force which is giving life to everything. So as we understand that everything is much bigger and much more simple than we've been taught, we may awaken our senses to that greater degree of trust that everything is happening for our transformation. And this full moon is bringing us that great sense of clarity that actually the path you're walking on is so supportive, like you're so supported. And everything you're moving through right now, doesn't matter how challenging it may be, you're supported during those challenges. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for certain advices, that inner intuition. Don't be afraid to ask for miracles, for blessings, for abundance, for health, for relationships. Don't be afraid to ask for that, because even though it may not come to you the way you expect it, it will always come to you sometimes in a way of thoughts and insights or inspirations. Like you may receive certain ideas of what to change in your life. so you can align your energy the way that these miracles can find you in even greater way. Because sometimes, you know, we look on life through a limited perspective, and from that limited perspective we think what would be good for us. But our higher selves already know what's best for us. So trust that inner intelligence. Trust that sometimes you don't need to know the answers. You just need to ask for guidance, and that's all you need to do. And Pisces are really good with that. Actually, we could call it internal communication, you know, communication with that inner voice. So this Pisces energy is encouraging us to create even greater relationship with that inner voice. And that's where you will awaken or reconnect back with that inner intelligence, which you can use for guidance, you can use for solving the problems or challenges in your life. So trust that inner intelligence. That's the first thing. Pisces energy is reminding you to trust that inner intelligence. Then when it comes to this full moon, as we, like so many people, like millions of people right now, are in tuning more than ever before with that inner intelligence, so many people are experiencing this major breakthroughs, and with this full moon, this energy is even stronger. So pay attention to your personal life right now. If you feel kind of attracted to make certain changes, maybe to organize something, certain aspects of your life, sometimes, you know, we know what we need to do, but we're not doing anything about it. It's because we haven't designed certain systematic patterns which could help us to do what we want to do. Sometimes it may be connected with our health. Like we know what we need to do, we know what kind of diet to apply, what kind of exercises, yoga, meditation, whatever we can apply, but we're still not consistent with that because we haven't fully organized that aspect of ourselves. And sometimes we are really, really good, really well organized, but we still feel like something is missing. And what is missing is that space for spontaneity. So it's important to recognize what kind of character you're carrying on, this persona, how you're acting, how you're behaving, where you're good at and where you're not so good at, to fully recognize what is still pulling you out of balance, out of that state of coherence. What is causing you to be in that alert state, to be in that state of fight or flight, so you can solve or deal with those things which are pulling you out of alignment. Because, you know, we are actually working on being in greater alignment. Because in the past we've been kind of influenced to live our lives the way that we need to fight for things, we need to work hard for things, we need to push hard, we need to force things. But now we are recognizing or becoming to be more aware that actually when we align our energy and when we align our actions with our intentions, our core vibration becomes so magnetic that it seems like miracles are just finding us, opportunities are just finding us, realizations and clarity is just finding us. So all we need to do is actually to align our energy, to learn to be more coherent, to learn to have that a more beautiful relationship with ourselves. So this is to me an important realization that I found in my life. So I want to give it to you, my friends. Major breakthroughs may be taking place in your personal life, also greater emotional understanding, so pay attention to your emotional body in these days, because I received so many messages that people are feeling sad without any reasons. And one of the greatest reasons that you may feel sad right now is that your identity was attached so much to the world which is falling apart right now. Systems are falling apart, certain paradigms and concepts we used to believe in, like a religion or a certain way of thinking, like how life works or how the universe works or what's God, and all of those things are kind of falling apart because everything is revealing the truth. And the truth may be different than we thought before. And because we've been emotionally attached to those old systems, to the old way of life, or the old way of thinking how life is, all those things may kind of falling apart. They are melting down. And because all of that is melting down, at the same time, a part of our identity is melting down. So we're losing a huge part of what we thought that is us. We're losing a huge part of what we thought that is truth about ourselves. And that may be painful for many people, and often people would call it a loss of an ego self. Even though we are not losing our egos are actually helping us to experience this life as individual, intelligent beings. But we need to learn to balance our egos, to actually use them for a greater good, to learn to use your energy for to learn to actually use your unique energy for expression through your channel in your unique way. So ego is not bad. The ego is just helping us to express our authenticity in our unique way without any of those lower emotions of comparing yourself with others, competing with others, feeling separated from others, even though we are physically separated. When we start expressing our truth, we start expressing something that is connecting us. We can call it compassion, we can call it understanding. Whatever we express is something which can enlighten somebody's life. And that's why it's so important to be fully grounded in your body right now and express what is coming through you, what is coming to you through you. So as we are doing more of that, and as we are understanding more of those changes that are happening right now, we may start experiencing major breakthroughs because our energy is changing so much. So we may be experiencing what we may call energetic upgrades, which means that suddenly we may wake up and we feel much more grounded in the body, we feel much more intuitive, we feel much more connected with our higher selves, or with that greater intelligence, that wiser aspect of ourselves. Suddenly we feel like we just want to start something completely new, or suddenly we feel like we would live in a new body. And it is a powerful shift. And it's important to be aware of that and to not rush any process of transformation, not force any transformation. Actually, take your time, be gentle with yourself, and work on self-awareness. Observe yourself, how much you're feeling differently, like maybe a few days ago, how much you're feeling differently on that emotional level. Do you feel any new emotions? Do you feel maybe certain emotions more intense? What would happen if you would dig deeper into that emotion? Will it lead you to a certain lighter emotion? Because sometimes if we pay more attention to sadness, we may experience a release. If we pay attention to the sadness, for example, and we do not judge it, we just observe it, it will release its tension, and suddenly you will feel lighter, and suddenly you will experience a sense of calmness. And if you pay attention to that calmness, you may experience a rise of energy, and suddenly you will feel happy. And more you pay attention to happiness, more joy you will experience. More you pay attention to joy, more love you will experience. More you pay attention to love, more blissfulness you will experience. So you see, everything is connected. Everything is aligned on that spiral motion, which is connecting us to the divine source. So more we pay attention to that ascension of energy which is happening within our bodies, more we feel connected to the source. And that's where we start downloading certain ideas, inspirations, whatever we need at this present time to express it. So it may cause major breakthroughs in your life. The third thing I want to give you with this full moon is that many new opportunities and manifestations will find you. So whatever you were working on in the past and whatever you're working on right now, remember this is the harvest moon. The second name for this moon is the harvest moon. This is the moon, as I mentioned at the beginning, which is bringing us a lot of those results for the work we did in the past. Because we know that who we are right now is a result of the past. And it's important to be reminded about that, because if we know that, if we understand that, we might pay more attention to what we are doing right at this moment, and of course what we are thinking, saying, and feeling. So we pay more attention to that internal sensation and also to our thoughts, the way we think. Are we working on expanding our minds? Because, you know, our mind is as limited as our knowledge is. So when we expand our knowledge, we expand our mind. That's why people say knowledge is power, but knowledge is only power when we use it, right? So learn something new, allow yourself to learn something new. And before that, if you don't know what, set some intentions, what you need to know at this point of life. And you will see how fast right now manifestations will find you, how fast new realizations will find you, what you need to know will find you. Remember, this is the harvest moon. So be aware of your intentions right now, be aware of your actions right now, and be aware of the words you're using, the words you're speaking. Speak the words you want to see in the world, and you will see the magic power of that secret. So this is powerful. New opportunities are coming to you, my friends. The fourth thing, as I also mentioned before, extremely heightened intuition is and will be a byproduct of this Pisces new moon. So it's an important moment to in tune with yourself, because only you can find the answers you need for yourself within you. You can only find the answers within you. So pay attention to what is coming up, what kind of insights are finding you, what kind of clarity is happening as you're listening to yourself. So an important practice, which I will also explain later, is to learn or train yourself to get into inner quietness. So every single morning I do meditation, which I call tapping into inner quietness. And this meditation is all about teaching myself to not think about anything. So this is an ancient practice. Like in ancient times, especially in old China and Tibet and India, they call this practice to quiet down the monkey mind, you know, quiet down that inner dialogue which is constantly active, to lower down the volume of our thoughts until we experience total quietness. And if we are training ourselves to tap into that quietness, we'll become better at it. So that's how we are learning to stop thinking on demand, because nobody taught us that. And I truly think that this is the main thing that we would need to learn in our lives at the first place. Like before school, we would need to learn how to think and how to not think. And this is to me the major practice I'm working on right now. And I want to encourage you, so many interesting things will happen within your body as you will be practice this. And later I will give you a practice which can actually help you to release so much of the tension and what we call shadow side of us through this practice. So stay tuned. The fourth thing, as I mentioned, extremely heightened intuition. So we can hear intuition if we learn to quiet down our thoughts. And it is something we must learn to do. So work on that, my friends. The fifth thing that I will mention here is that this energy of this full moon will help you to enlighten your shadow side, so you can let go of the limitations from the past and release the unnecessary tension or anxiety. So many people are anxious about the future. So many people are afraid for what's to come. But also when it comes to transforming our lives, we can't fully surrender to the vision of the future if we're still holding on to the painful memories of the past. Sometimes we may say, well, I can't believe that I can live a life of my dreams because in the past it didn't work. But you're not the same person as you were in the past. You are more self-aware, you are wiser, you have much more experiences. So you are a completely new version of yourself. You're not the same as you were in the past. So stop expecting same results as you were in the past. We need to learn to break the chains of the past so we can attach ourselves to the dreams of the future, so we can start attracting them into our present moment. And in order to deal with that, in order to break the chains of the past, we need to pay attention to what is holding us back, what is bothering us. So I want to give you now this practice which you can do on daily basis to let go of the past, to release the tension and fully align yourself with your vision for the future. So the first thing you need to do is to calm your body. We can call it a meditation. We'll not do a guided meditation here, but I will give you step-by-step practice which you can do it later. And if you will forget the steps, you can come back, watch the video and do it again. So the first thing you need to do is to find a comfortable position and calm down your body. Calm down the muscles on your face, on your neck, around the shoulders, your hands, upper body, lower body, legs, and just relax the muscles of your body. Once your body will be fully relaxed, you can start breathing slowly and deeply. As your breathing is getting slower and deeper, your body will relax even more. At that state, you will pay attention if there's something uncomfortable arising. Maybe certain thoughts, certain desires, certain ideas, certain weird beliefs may come up, may arise. And with all those thoughts, you will experience also emotions which are attached to those thoughts, or those emotions are actually the byproduct of those thoughts. Those thoughts, beliefs, ideas, pictures, images are triggering those thoughts, those emotions. And emotions may be connected to fear, anxiety, stress, worrying. You may start judging yourself. You may fall into a state of anxiety. So what I want you to do is just observe that happening. Just, without judging, just observe it. And then the next step is to recognize in which area of your body is that tension stored. Because it's always stored somewhere in the body. And just observe it. And then pay attention as an observer. If there's something you can learn from these memories, if there's something you can recognize from these memories, if there's a hidden lesson, or if those memories are completely meaningless, because that's what will help you to fully recognize, do you still need that memory? Is it still beneficial to you, or it's time to let it go? Because most of the time we are suppressing these things, but now it's time to release them. So pay attention if you can learn something from that memory or if it is completely meaningless. Maybe there's a greater truth you can find right now as an observer without emotionally reacting to those memories. See if you can learn something from there. And then fully release it by expressing firstly gratitude for the lessons you've learned in those experiences, and then show some love and compassion towards yourself, towards the bravery or the strength, the inner strength you have right now, so you were able to move through it. As you are expressing gratitude and compassion towards yourself, this tension is slowly releasing, and you may feel it as a strong release of energy, and you may experience like a rush of energy which is traveling from lower energy centers upwards through your spine, and it is slowly leaving your body. And the last thing you need to do is to awaken the ball of light in that area of your body where you found that tension. While you're awakening the ball of light, you are harmonizing the organs and tissues of that part of the body with love and compassion. So awaken the light in that part of your body, and later, if you want, you can let that light expand through your whole body and enjoy that sensation of love and compassion for yourself. It will help you to enlighten your shadow side and to release what is not serving you anymore. At the end of that practice, you can end it, or you can finish it with a visualization practice of your future. So as you have let go of the past, now you also need to design a new future. And once again, as this powerful full moon is bringing us that power of manifestation, everything is happening much faster right now. You can use this energy for designing your new life, and things may find you much faster. So I hope you found this valuable. I hope you find this helpful, and use from all of this information only what resonates with you. So I hope you've enjoyed in today's video, in today's painting, and I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. Thanks for supporting my art in my Etsy shop, I Draw My Passion. You're all truly appreciated. If you need some daily reminders, go and check out my Instagram page, AttractPassion, and my other Instagram page, I Draw My Passion, where I'm sharing my art with you. Go there and check it out. Till next time, one love.